Hey guys, today is a very, I feel like, interesting content for the 3 on 3 community, and I guess also something new for anyone who's watched me over the years. I go by quickly or cozy, and I am what you call a dash specialist, I guess. I'm pretty good at dash, I'm pretty decent at it. And I come from another game called Freestyle 2. And basically, I just wanted to reach out there in the 3 on 3 community to see, um, I guess, what they think Dash is conceptually, or how's the viability of Dash in this game. Because I feel like the state of 3 on 3 for the past, ever since I started this game, like in 2016, I haven't picked it up over the years, but I came back 2 years ago. And from what I could see, the gameplay is very, I don't want to say monotonous or like boring, but it's very repetitive and it feels like it's kind of brain dead. And like I can understand where the little technicalities will come from, but on a general, like as a whole, the way that the community plays, it feels very separated for each player, and that's basically the opposite of what Dash is. And yeah, I just wanted to introduce it to everyone because, as far as I know, people have attempted Dash in 3 on 3 with Kim before, but looking back at videos from the past, I can honestly confidently say that those Dash videos did not show any justice for what the true potential of Dash can be. And I feel like if I don't make this video, or if no one makes a video on it that's come from a Freestyle 2 background like me, who can bring a different perspective into what Dash is, then this playstyle will basically die. And yeah, I just wanted to bring something that's new and refreshing to this community because I feel like I don't see Kim Dash anywhere. It doesn't have to be Kim, but as of this moment, only Kim and Rin have the screen cut move, so I'm sure that's what most of the 3 on 3 community is familiar with. But yeah, that was basically my whole lengthy introduction to why I made this video. So, what is Dash? So, Dash is basically a team oriented playstyle in 3 on 3 or any 3 on 3 basketball game. I've done this playstyle in Freestyle 2, Basket Trio, Streetball 2 on Fire, you name it, I've tried it. And it works for this game, that's for sure. So, Dash basically involves a ball handler. Basically, the ball handler is the facilitator of the offense. They move the ball around on the court. It's usually a point guard, someone that's a little bit more faster and is able to make space and just look for his or her teammates, to see if they're wide open. And then there's a screener. The screener is usually the big man. They do the dirty work. They do the rebounding, the blocking, the screening, especially the screening. It's very important. And basically, they allow for the next next member of this team, the shooting guard, to be wide open. They can also help the point guard, but I'll speak into that another time. But basically, they're there to make space for the shooting guard and to also cut in. So they pick in towards the paint and take any free twos or set up mismatches. And lastly, there's a shooting guard, usually a shooting guard, that's the dasher. So the dasher essentially acts as a main scorer, kind of, slash decoy. And their role is to basically utilize the screen as efficiently as they can and to create mismatches and opportunities for any of their teammates to score, even themselves. It can get very technical on that side, but I guess I'll make a separate video for that in the future. So, in the current meta in 3-on-3, I understand why dash is basically dead. So there's really strong characters that counter dash right now. And defense as a whole in 3-on-3 is pretty insane because you have characters like Jack, who I believe basically killed Kim Dash, from what I've heard from multiple people. Fingertip block is really insane. His movement speed buff, his movement speed buff or debuff, I believe. Basically, he can clamp the SG. Same thing with Liu. Hers is basically shot impediment, so she shuts down that scoring. And both of them have manual block, so they can also block the big man. So as a whole, these two are very annoying to deal with. And then you also have Janessa now. Just an outright insane defensive stopper, right? And there's also some niche picks like Pedro or any character with like blind defense or shadow steal that can absolutely just make dash harder to run. So in spite of all these counters, I still think that dash is viable. So I was running 3x3 rank with a couple of my teammates, and we didn't hit triple S because we don't play enough, but I believe that we had some really close games and really fun games against some triple S players. And I think that dash as a whole is still viable in this game. It's just people's approach to dash makes it seem really bad, and I wanted to elaborate on how we could change that. So pros and cons. So pros, dash is a very team-oriented style. So you're going to get everyone involved. No one's just going to sit around the corner walking randomly. Everyone has a purpose. And it's like one cog, like machine cog, like we run each other basically. If one person falls behind, the whole thing falls apart. So it could be a pro and a con, but if the chemistry is there, it's a very fun and engaging play style. So it's very engaging, it's team oriented, and it's fun. I think it's fun. Fun is subjective, but hey, that's what I think. And I guess for the cons, as I previously mentioned, it is a bit lackluster in terms of offense, because in Freestyle 2, characters have more skills that could help with this defense. It's very rough in this game, but yeah, that's what we got so far. So the defense is very hard to deal with in 3-on-3. And speaking of defense, playing a shooting guard like Kim or Rin, that's basically a defensive liability there. And then you have a Lloyd. I believe Lloyd and Camilla. These two are probably the best bigs for dash, and possibly Fox and Hal. There's a lot of, all the bigs are pretty viable. I guess I skipped that in my pros, but dash also reintroduces characters that were, I guess, meta irrelevant. You could basically bring them back and, they serve a purpose. I mean, you have all these characters for what? You might as well use them. And I think just using them for dash is a whole new world of fun and a new perspective for these characters, right? Like who uses Carter? Who uses Krista, Fred? All these characters are really viable for dash. Helena. So I'll speak into that later. But yeah. The only downside is really it's the defense is lacking, and it's hard to score against defense. And I guess one last thing is it could be very hard just in terms of difficulty of scoring even a simple 2-pointer. The difficulty is definitely there. It's a lot easier for a team of, let's say, double Jack or a Liu Jack to just, use a screen and score that way. They can shoot behind the screen, they can fade away. They're more harder to deal with, and it's more consistent. Dash could be very inconsistent. You could be really severely punished even if you get a wide open shot, it could miss, and then the whole thing is for nothing. And then you're already paying for it with a weaker defense. So there's that. But in spite of all that, stay with me. Dash is fun. And I mean, in this game, what other purpose is there than to just honestly have fun? This game, it's in a very interesting state because I think it has a lot of potential, but no one wants to utilize it. So I'm gonna go ahead and have a brief explanation. So I'm gonna do this with GIFs. So this is essentially what Dash looks like. So we're gonna be running a GIF. So in this GIF, as you can see, there's a screener over here. There's a PG ball handler over here. It's gonna be a very quick one because I don't know how much time has elapsed, but yeah. So there's a point guard, there's a shooting guard, and there's a center. So this is the ball handler, this is the screener, and this is the dasher. So that's the 3 roles. And basically, the point guard's role is to use this whole space that's offered for them to give pressure to the enemy team and to also facilitate it so these two are able to run their offense. So she's just keeping the ball safe the whole time. And basically what happens is this dasher and this shooting and this center that's screening, they're gonna try to find a way to score with a defender on them. Alright? A lot of the times the dasher is gonna be double teamed. In this instance they weren't, but this is basically what it looks like. Something like that. Another example. Nothing happened here, but it's basically just showing how it could be chaotic and erratic. And here's another one, just using the screen to get wide open like that. I think I have more. I think this one's a nice, yeah, that one's a bit more technical and advanced, but basically the shooting guard right here sees his defender. He does certain movements to kind of move the defender towards the screen. So it's like he wants to mimic his movement. So you see he followed down because he followed down, and now he's gonna go right. Yeah, I'll go deeper into that later, but for now, that's basically what Dash is, right? So yeah, I guess I'll just cut the video here for now, but if anyone is interested, I can make more videos about 3-on-3 Dash. I think it's a fun style. I also stream at Twitch TV /cozy__AF. So if anyone's interested, sometimes I would stream Freestyle 2 and 3-on-3. So yeah, if you guys want to see what Dash gameplay is, it's over there. And yeah, I mean, I think just for now, I just wanted to see like who's interested in this, because yeah, I think it's fun and I think a lot more people should give it a try. So yep, thanks for watching, and yep, guys have a good one.